Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the latest generation for the 2023 Audi S3. This model is finished off in glacier white metallic, and we'll go over the MSRP once we go over all the specs and features for this fun size, smaller sedan from Audi. So underneath the hood, this has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to the 7-speed S-tronic automatic transmission, and it pumps out 306 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, sent through that Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this almost 3,500 pound sedan from 0 to 60 in the low 4-second range with a top speed of 155. Now, as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 23 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. So you're getting a small, compact-sized sedan that has performance, and it's also very fuel efficient. Now, for the exterior on this S3, this also has the blackout package. So you'll notice there's a lot of gloss black accents. That package also includes the upgraded 19-inch wheels, which we will come back to. It even has the technology package, so it gives it the adaptive cruise. It's very nice to see that the sensor is almost invisible. You can't really see it within that hexagonal grille, where there's also forward-facing parking sensors and a lot of cutouts to provide cooling to that turbo engine, as well as the air inlets on both sides. This even has a set of LED headlights and very nice lines coming down the hood. This has an aggressive style to it. For this type of vehicle, you really wouldn't know. This is pretty much a sleeper sedan with the performance that it has, but it still gives it that aggressive design that it needs. Now, as we work our way to the side, you'll see the two-tone for those upgraded wheels with the multi-spoke design to them. There's more gloss black in the lower side skirt there, which matches nicely with the small front lip at the front, of course. Now, this has some turn signals within the gloss black side mirrors. It's even covering the entire roof as well as all of the window trim. Now, from the side, I think this has a good design. It's kind of a little boxy-ish, but I like all of the lines that run down the side, including that lower side skirt or just in the lower section of that door. And then a line runs from the headlights to the taillights too. So not as crazy of a design like you saw up front with that hexagonal grille, but it flows nicely all the way to the rear. Now, I will say for that blackout package, I would like to see the small spoiler there finished off in black to match the Audi logo, of course. This does have a set of LED turn signals with LED taillights with the LED sequential turn signals. There's all the parking sensors, and then this has the quad tip dual exhaust with some fins in the middle there to give it an aggressive design from the rear end. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you can use the button on the key fob or the button that is located by the backup camera. And for the size of this, there's actually a lot of space. There's a little cubby on this driver's side with a 12 volt. We have a hook on this side so you can place bags there, so that way they won't roll around. A little bit of storage underneath the floor, not a whole lot. But then you can also fold the back seats down. If you want to see them folded down, check out the full detailed review. But I am very impressed with the size for the storage on such a small, compact sedan. Now, making your way to the back seats, you can also lock and unlock this from the back door handle, so that way you can just go to the door that you'd like to. Now, we do have some stitching on the door. There's some matte black accents, new floating design for the release handle, which flows nicely with the trim just behind it, along with the ambient lighting. This has the upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system, a little bit of storage too. And then we have the Napa leather seats, black with the red stitching. Just a really nice, clean design. Now, I will fold this seat down as much as I can. I have this seat where I would sit, but you can fold all three of those down, which is very nice. Now, what I do like about this car at 5'10", it's not the largest, but it's also not very crammed feeling either. So I have plenty of room. There's some nets behind both front seats there. We have climate adjustments, which is nice, along with some USB-Cs so you can charge electronics. Now, my head is just up against the headliner, but I could go comfortably for maybe an hour, a short road trip, something of that kind, but definitely around the city. So if you're not looking for a large vehicle, but you want something that is still practical, this is a good option. Now, we have the armrest and 2 cup holders, and you can fold this middle seat down if you want just a higher armrest, or you have some longer items that you need to pass through. And then the driver door panel is finished off just like the rear with all the window adjustments. The side mirrors are power folding and heated. We get a set of memory seating adjustments for this driver's seat. There's even a trunk release and more storage, and of course the same release handle there. And then more lateral support for your front seat passengers with S right in the middle. Beautiful design for these automatic seats. And then there is the manual adjustment there for the leg rest if you need to pop that out. Now this is also a low car, so it's very easy to enter and exit. Let's fire up this S3 now with my foot on the brake. That button is down below. And we can bring this to life where we have a beautiful steering wheel, solid and perforated leather with all the red stitching, brushed aluminum with the S badge down below. Now on this right side, there is Bluetooth and voice commands along with volume and tuning. There's even a favorites button too, so you can set that up as you need to, basically for the audio. On the left side, you can use these controls to go through the virtual cockpit. So on the left side, there's the engine temp along with the RPM. And then on the right side, you can see miles per hour and the fuel level. And then I can also scroll through. You can look at all this various information, just depending on what you would like to see for the day. I can go all the way back up to the top there. And if I scroll over, you can also pull up a few more icons that you can look at as needed, and that is pretty much all you get. You can also make that disappear, so you can have more of a calm screen if you want to hide that information. Now this also has the adaptive cruise. You can have adjust the distance pacing and everything with that stalk on the left side, and this even gets a set of paddle shifters too. Now on this left side, a little bit of storage where you can place some items if you need to. There's all of the light controls just above that, along with one air vent. You'll notice too that we have the air vents for the driver kind of in their own separate area here, so that way there's none in the middle, and then the passenger gets two over there. So it's a neat split design, and then we have that shelf tapering off all the way to the other side there. Now for this touchscreen system, you'll notice that we're looking at a few icons right now. There's plenty more that you can go through. If we go into vehicle, you can go into the drive select, so that way you can see the different driving modes, which will change the exhaust note as well. And this also has that haptic feedback, so you can hear it click even though it is a screen. It feels like you are pushing on a button. And then for the split screen here, you can see media, phone, and navigation when you have that. Now on this left side, all of these are fixed, so you can quickly get to all this information as you need to, which is very nice. And then underneath that, there's another LCD screen for all the climate, so you can see the temperature adjustments, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, and then you can adjust the AC as needed right in the middle. These are even heated seats, so you have those controls on both sides along with all of your defrosters. There's a shortcut to the drive select, so you can quickly get into that. Traction control and the engine start stop feature are just next to that. And then you can shut off the parking sensors if you'd like to, and you can also activate the parallel parking. So if you're in a tight situation, that is very nice to have. Now this also has a wireless charging pad and some auxiliaries, so you can charge other electronics as needed. And check out this button here. So we have power for the audio, there's also tuning and mute, and then you can just swipe your finger around the circle to put the volume up or put the volume down, and then click on the rest of them to activate them. Matches nicely with the engine start stop button. It would be cool to see it in a similar color too, having that red ring just to tie in a little bit nicer. But now we can take a look at the all-new gear shifter for this S3. So all the way up is for reverse, of course. You'll see that backup camera with the sensors on that right side. Drive is all the way to the back. If you pull on it one more time, that is for sport mode, activating the paddle shifters. You can just push on park, of course, to put it into park. Now this has an electronic parking brake, a 12 volt, a little bit of storage with 2 cup holders, and then you'll notice there's a good amount of storage in that center armrest. You can also lock the armrest in several positions and then close it all the way. The glove box also has a good amount of space if you need to utilize that. And then for the sunroof, what I love about this S3 is that when I open the sunroof, this sunshade actually stays in position. So it does have some holes through it, or perforations. So if you want that open experience, but you don't want the sun beating down on you, you can still have that closed. And then when you do have the sunroof closed all of the way, you can open this up to provide a little bit more light or give yourself a little bit of shade. Very nice to see that design. There's also touch sensitive dome lights up top, along with some call buttons too. And from second gear, nothing too crazy for a new vehicle. Again, check out my brother's S3 videos if you want to see ripping on that, even with the aftermarket exhaust and how this engine can sound. So very similar to his car, but for the newer model, I don't have a lot of seat time behind the wheel of the A3, S3, RS3 in general, but I do own an Audi R8, nothing similar to this interior, but I can see spending the money on this. This would be a cool second vehicle. It would be an amazing daily driver if it's your only vehicle, but in my case, if I wanted a vehicle like this, something that was not only very nice or very good with MPG, but something that is under the radar, you can get up to speed very quickly in this and rival some other vehicles, and something that no one would really think twice about. Yes, it's an Audi, but to most people, it's just a sedan. You can see an Audi badge, they wouldn't really maybe think twice about it, and you can drop a couple gears and really have some fun with this car, especially on mountain roads like I'm on right now. It's so smooth, even in dynamic mode. Let's put it into comfort mode. You can feel the steering get much looser. So if I put it back into dynamic now, a little bit tighter in that feel. And I like all of the materials. This is a very nice interior design, and I like the new shifter too. You don't have that stock that's pretty much in every vehicle now. A lot of manufacturers are going to this more subtle design. You can just flick this real quick to go into the gear that you need, of course, and I think it gives it a really nice design there. So we'll let the car do the shifting. Got some pops in that exhaust. 56 grand for the S3. I believe the RS3 is closer to 65, maybe in the 60s. So now 65, maybe 70. Let's say 60 to 70. So if you want that next step up, it's a significant difference. But of course, if you're going up to the RS3, you want the performance. You go down to the S3, probably in the 40s is where that model is going to be. I really don't have any complaints with this. My brother doesn't really have any with his S3 either. And you can get some great options for this car. I love these seats, super comfortable. But I think that is going to wrap it up for the walk around review and test drive for the all new Audi S3. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this sleeper sedan for me today. Check out their video or check out their website. That link is down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.